Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stuff of Legend. My name is D'Lo, and I'm doing a bit of a unconventional video right now. I'm doing it from a different device other than my normal desktop computer in my garage. However, I just wanted to give you guys some information and a heads up about some of the stuff and the events and things that are going to be happening here on the channel. You guys, I know I've been waiting for the Fan Casting Summit. Number 5, I know that's something that we've been wanting to get out as fast as possible. And I wanted to kind of give you guys a little bit of an explainer as to why that's not out yet. It's because a few weeks ago, my wife and I, we went on a family vacation that was long needed. We hadn't taken one in a really long time. And we had gotten sick the days leading up to that week away in Colorado. And so for that whole weekend prior, I wasn't able to do anything. I was bedridden. I was very, very ill. It was not a fun time. And I was wanting very badly to try to just edit and get the video out because I wanted this Fan Casting Summit number 5 to be out by the end of the month. I was going to give it a week of marketing at the end of the month, and then we could drop it, all have fun on that last week of the month. But it's really difficult for me because my work schedule gets insane at the end of the month. And it's incredibly difficult to try to keep up with any extracurriculars, which would be this YouTube channel, which I'm very committed to. And I've held my commitment to one video every single week. However, I was trying to get this video out. I was a little disappointed in myself, but I hadn't announced a date yet. It wasn't even ready. It wasn't edited yet. Big, long video. Right now, the video comes to about 2 hours, 40 minutes, and 30 seconds approximately. And right now, I'm actually, what's it called? The video is compiling right now. So I just exported that video, and it's something that you guys are going to be able to have fun with. I'm going to set that date for you guys. But I also wanted to pick your brains as to which day this next weekend. So obviously today is Saturday, tomorrow's Sunday. 1 week, approximately a week out, I want to know how you guys are feeling as far as what day we should do this Fan Casting Summit. I really, really want to try to either do it on a Friday night, or if I can on Saturday at approximately noon or 12:30 Pacific Standard Time, because that would be best for me, seeing as I have little kids that I'm taking care of and watching and being with my family. They would go down for a several hour nap, and I would have those 2 hour 40 minutes to hang with you guys and not be, an imposition or a burden on my family. So Kareem Deep Singh, he says, how you doing, man? Just literally came back from watching Dark Phoenix. And he says, how do I get involved in a Fan Casting Summit, by the way? So first of all, without giving away spoilers, I want to know if you enjoyed the movie. So I understand that the critics are hating the film right now, but I've actually quite enjoyed a lot of the X-Men films, even though critics did not like them, or a lot of people didn't like them. I still walked out with an appreciation for either certain aspects of a film or certain things they did or tried, the way that the actors portrayed the characters, those types of things. I've had fun with those, even if the movie as a whole was not a winner. But I wanted to know what you had to say, what you felt about the film, but no specific details about the plot if you can, because I know it just came out. But I just want to get your feel about that movie. And also, how do you get involved with the Fan Casting Summit? That's really simple. So the Fan Casting Summit, all you have to do is if you have a nerd channel on either YouTube or Instagram, where you're producing content for other people to enjoy regarding like nerd culture, fandom with Marvel or DC or any of that stuff, I will just check that. So what you do is you email me at thestuffoflegendshow@gmail.com. Again, that's thestuffoflegendshow@gmail.com. And then you just put the word Fan Casting Summit in the what's that called? The subject line of the email. And then down below, you just say, hey, my name is so-and-so. On YouTube or Instagram, my name is this. And then you put that. You just say, I would like to request participation for the fan casting summit. And then I vet that. So then I'll go in there, I'll take a look, I'll see who you are. I'll see if you have a channel that is, you don't necessarily have to be consistent, but you have to be producing content for your viewership so that I can promote you then on the channel. I very often don't allow brand newcomers. Like if you want to be part of the summit, so then you create your channel and you've never had a channel before, I probably won't include you in this summit. But if you keep going, maybe the next summit, like 1 month later, I'll allow you to be part of that. You know what I mean? So if you show that you are dedicated to creating that kind of content, I want to promote that so that we can better build and lift up one another here in the fan casting community and also just in the fan communities. You know what I mean? So it's pretty easy. You just email me at thestuffoflegendshow@gmail.com and tell me you want to be part of it. Then I'll vet you, okay? I might have a couple questions if you don't provide all of the information. So Adapt Detective, what's up, my dude? Welcome back to the Fan Casting Summit. Welcome back to the Fan Casting Summit informational question and answer video so that I can give you guys some of that information. So Kareem Deep Singh says, I thought it was okay. Let's say 6.5 out of 10. Some of the choices and decisions were kind of bad, though some of the team moments were badass. That's what I'm thinking, is that a lot of the action is probably going to be doing it justice. A lot of the characters are probably done justice. It's probably more or less decisions made in the storytelling that probably aren't the best ever. And it's hard for me to even make those criticisms because they literally chose one of the toughest storylines you could ever try to shove into a less than 6 hour film story. You know what I mean? Like, it really should have been basically, if they were going to do Dark Phoenix, they should have taken the time to build it like the MCU did, like really over several movies building up to this thing, telling the different stories. They should have gone into space. I don't know if they did or did not. Obviously, the trailer shows that they at least go once, but who knows? Who knows how that goes down? Except for Korean Deep knows, because Korean Deep has seen the film. So I'm actually excited. I do want to see the movie. 6.5 out of 10. That's not a bad score. It's not a terrific score, but it's not a bad score. That's basically a C minus. So to me, that's a passing grade. It sounds okay. So I'm definitely gonna go check it out. Jack's Fancast, what's up, my man? I was letting everybody know that I just wrapped editing on the Fan Casting Summit number 5. And I'm really excited to share it with you guys. It is so much fun. I love doing these things with you guys. I had a big sick spell, so I got sick. I got sick for almost 3 days. And then my family and I left for a week. So I was away from my computer. I couldn't edit. And then when we got back, I was sick. I was still sick. And then after that point, I had a couple of days where I started editing again. I got pretty far, and then I got a different sickness. So that different sickness happened to be the flu. It was very, very rough. And then it was the end of the month for my business, the company that I work with. It's a lot of paperwork that I take home with me. I literally can't do anything for like 2 or 3 days, like recreationally. Like, it's basically no video games, no TV, no computer. So I don't really get to do anything during that time because I'm just on my work computer, just filing my paperwork, getting my reports ready. It's a lot. So I was slammed the second half of the entire month, and then getting back into the groove of things, I had to finish the editing. That's why it's been taking so long. So now it's the 8th, and I just finished the editing. So we'll probably have this entire next week to promote and market the Fan Casting Summit, and then we'll drop it next weekend. Okay. So I'll be sending that out in the emails. So just make sure you guys are paying attention to that so you guys can get those, because I'm going to send you guys a couple of images that you guys can share on your sites. I'll probably, once this is done, exporting, then I'll start the upload, but then I'll go back into Premiere and I'll cut up like a clip or a portion of it that we can market on our Instagrams as well. And I'll send that to everybody through the email. So that way we can start to promote that thing, put it in everybody's stories, ask people questions. Who do you want to play so-and-so, blah, 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 and get people really hyped for this. Okay, let's see the comments. What's next? Korean Deep says, I don't have an actual account on Twitter or Instagram for now. That's to do with nerd culture. I'm just a personal account, LMAO. And then he says, just wanted to contribute as a fan for now. Like, wouldn't need to promote or anything, but I'd still watch the video regardless. And then he says, Sophie Turner's acting was very good. But yeah, C- rating for me. I really, really like Sophie Turner as Jean Grey. I think that she is, I mean, she was young for Jean Grey, but she was very accurate for Jean Grey. The way, and she's one of the best actresses under, I think she's under 25 right now. I would argue that she's probably the best actress under 25 at this time. Very talented. And so, like her, fun fact is she looks almost exactly like my wife. And it's weird when I see her act because she looks so much like my wife that I see my wife. It's weird. They look like they could be very close sisters, like sisters that look very, very much alike. In fact, if there was another one, if there was like my wife, Sophie Turner, and then another chick that looked very much like them, or like the chick that plays Lorna Dane in The Gifted, if those three were together, they could have played the Stepford Cuckoos underneath Emma Frost. That would have been fun. But yeah, that's kind of how I feel. I agree with you. I haven't seen the movie yet, but I really like Sophie Turner. I like the cast that they've got going so far for the X-Men. I really do. And whatever Marvel does, I know that they're not going to keep those guys. That's not going to happen. But there's some really interesting rumors floating around right now that make me almost want them to hold off on the live action for a bit, just because, and I know they will, but a little longer, because there's other things that I would really like to see come to light, and I'll make another video about that X-Men rumor very soon. That Comic Man Jake turned me on to. He shared that with me on Facebook. So if you guys follow him, you might have already seen it, but nevertheless. And then other things that I wanted to discuss with you guys was, let me see. Other things that I wanted to discuss with you guys. Oh yeah. So because I've got my 2-year-old daughter, and I've got my 1-year-old son, and my wife. It has been extremely busy lately. I was planning to go see Godzilla like opening day. There's a couple movies that just recently came out that I really, really wanted to see, and I wanted to make movie reviews for them, and like non-spoiler and spoiler, and then just have some discussions and some theories and some, just discuss more discussion. I wanted to do a bunch of that, but because I'm very busy with all of these different aspects of my life, it's very difficult to jump right on that, especially when my priority here was the Fan Casting Summit, to try to get all of that editing done on a 2-hour, 40-minute video, which was actually, I think it was 3 hours. I trimmed away 20 minutes. So I was able to like go in there and like crop out like some of the dialogue that I would get into with, certain people's choices. I would start to talk about them, what I like about them, where I've seen them. So I was able to really trim it down, which is a lot of editing. And so anyway, I just wanted to apologize on, like, if you guys are really into movie reviews. I know I'm not even really a critic. I have critical thoughts. I think critically about these things, and I've got my own opinions, but I was wanting to make those videos, and I even made the notes. Like, I emailed myself the notes, and I was gonna get started with the script and work it out, make some Photoshops for the thumbnails and whatnot. But I couldn't get around to it with all of the end of the month stuff, and it gets really busy that way. So quicker videos ended up taking the lead on those things that I could just get done right away and really fast without a lot of editing. So I ended up going live a few times, which is really nice, because that's actually how I do half of my videos anyways. I just quickly prep a video, and then I set up my OBS very briefly, and then go live, and then we can have fun in the comments and stuff, just like this one, except for I'm not using OBS right now. That's why the image quality is not that great. But yeah, nevertheless. So I'm going to take some of these comments here on the side from Corrine Deep. Let me see. Just wanted to continue. Oh, he says, well, because I said about my wife that she looks like Sophie Turner. He says, well, then you've got a beautiful wife. Yes, I do. I've got a very, very beautiful wife. She is the most beautiful. And for Halloween, tell her to wear a red wig. You know what's funny is we actually have when I think it was when X-Men Apocalypse came out, we went to the theaters as Cyclops and she went as Jean Grey, which is doubly hilarious because she does look like Sophie Turner. And I hadn't pointed that out to her yet because I was like, I didn't watch Game of Thrones. I didn't really know Sophie Turner very well until they started putting her in the X-Men films. I was like, she looks a lot like my wife. And in fact, you know what? Hang on for like 3 seconds. I went as Cyclops. I had the Cyclops visor. I had his haircut basically. These are my glasses here. And I had ordered a Cyclops shirt, but it had come. They sent me the wrong shirt. They sent me Cable's shirt, so it had like the straps and one arm was silver, but it was a T-shirt, not a long sleeve. And it looked just really kind of funny. I mean, it was the right colors except for the sleeve, but I knew the difference and I felt weird about it. And she went as she looked great. She looked just like Jean. We totally will. And then he says, I was about to ask if you wore them. Yes, I did. Absolutely. And I even wore these in the restaurant after we saw the movie. We all got out of the movie. We had a buddy that went as Wolverine as well. It was awesome. So nevertheless, yeah. And I think there was one more thing that I wanted to discuss with you guys, but let me just double check this collaborations. So I'm working on a couple of projects in collaboration with some other channels. So I'm working with Ryan Prosgard from Nerdy Blurb TV. He's a genius editor, best editing on YouTube by far. Like the guy is amazing. Great guy, personal friend now that he found me out here on YouTube when I was first starting out. And I think he had found my Spider-Man Homecoming theory video, which ended up panning out pretty well. And not a lot of people saw it, but apparently he saw it. He somehow found it. And then he found me and he reached out to me and he wanted to have me on his channel and talk about my theories and stuff because he was like blown away. And I was really flattered that, he appreciated my theories that much. But we've been friends ever since. And I'm working on some collabs with him that I think are going to be really exciting and fun for everybody, fun for all of you guys. And then Daft Detective has been helping me out he reached out, Daft, you reached out to me about the summit and I really appreciate that. But I think the standstill that I was at was that I needed to edit the video. And it was just about getting around to that. And I just didn't have any time until today to sit down and do that. So today I cranked it out. It took me like 2 hours of nonstop focus just to get through the last 30 minutes, or I was 40 minutes or so of footage on this summit because I just been there waiting until I could get a moment to really edit. So it's been nutty busy for me, and I'm really excited though. I really enjoy the fan casting videos. I don't know if you guys really like something. If you like something that I do, let me know what that is. If you guys like my theory videos, I've got theories all day long about basically everything that I watch. If you guys want to see something, I saw Brightburn the other day and I actually did enjoy it. I thought it was very, very weird, very dark. I don't watch horror. I never watch horror movies. That was the exception to the rule because obviously it's basically Superman. What if he went bad? It's a what if scenario of how if Superman just decided, hey, I'm better than everybody and I could dominate the world. What if he actually just did that and there was no one else to stop him? So it's a really crazy movie, really good, well done. It's not that long too. It's actually kind of a short film, but it's the right length. They didn't need to make it any longer and it didn't need to be any shorter. It was just right. So I really liked it. I actually did enjoy it quite a bit. Probably, I don't know if I'll see it again. Maybe sometime in the future. I don't have a need to watch it a second time. But if you guys want something, fan casting videos for certain characters, let me know. I've got probably 24 of those that I'm planning to make right now. And I've got the characters lined up. I'm working on my actors lists. For most of them, they're already complete. I just need to make the video. And again, it just comes down to time in the day to actually sit down and make these videos. My recording days are usually Monday, Wednesday, or Friday. And then Saturdays at this time approximately, usually. And sometimes Sunday after, like, my wife's already like kind of getting ready to either go to bed, I might do a live stream, or I might, record something and then just drop it really quick. Or I'll schedule it to upload on Monday. So, one of those days are days that are available for me. If you guys like collaborating, let me know as well, because I'd love to do something with you guys as well. If you are out here trying to spread the love of the fandoms, I would love to join you on any of those things. So let's take a look at another comment. Besides the movie reviews and fan casting videos, I think you should make videos about more news ones or theory videos. So the 60s Fantastic Four news, etc. Maybe 60s Fantastic Four news. Do you mean like the 60s Fantastic Four? There was a movie made, but I don't think it was in the 60s for the Fantastic Four. I thought there was a movie in the 80s that was made for the Fantastic Four. What do you mean by the 60s Fantastic Four news? Maybe I'm forgetting something. Was there something that was confirmed recently? I'd love to hear from you on that. So follow up with me there. I would love to do more movie news. That's usually one of the number one things that I send myself to record. But then because the summits and the fan casting have really started to take off, I tend to lean in those directions. I just recently did a couple pieces of news. I did 2 regarding Wolverine and 1 regarding Batman, because there's been a lot of those involve casting, but it's news about actual casting, not fan casting. And so those ones I felt compelled to make because it crossed both lines, fan casting and then movie news. It was like right in the middle. So for that, I really, it was important to make a video about those to me, because it was something that I couldn't stop thinking about, and it was important to the channel. So then you said, sorry, I mean, there was news recently that they want to release the film in 2022 and 2021 and set in the 60s. Interesting. I haven't heard anything about that, but if they did that, I would not be opposed. That would actually be pretty exciting to me. I would prefer that they were modern, though. Unless they're going to do a Captain America 1, where the entire film takes place in the 60s, and then they show them go out into space. Maybe they get sucked into a black hole and spat back out in 2022. Like it basically is Captain America in the ice, just with space, or like the microverse quantum realm, something like that. Because if they do that, then that would basically just quickly explain where they've been and why they haven't been around or don't exist, and why Captain America is still the first Avenger, even though they're the first family. You know what I mean? Like, they might not have been official heroes, because at the time they were more explorers, adventurers with powers, but that's what they were. They were scientists. And so when they come back, maybe they're needed now, because, like Iron Man's not there, and the struggle that, the world is, they understand the struggle that happened. Maybe they were gone during the time of the snap, because obviously Ant-Man survived. He was in the quantum realm. What if that was kind of what happened with the Fantastic Four as well? When people freak out about how you're going to introduce the X-Men and the Fantastic Four, to me, it seems ridiculous, because there is a million different ways that completely make sense. And it's not like, oh, how can they do it? There's no way to do it. I could give you 3 examples for either mutants or Fantastic Four, however you'd like. I can tie it back to almost any hero you want. If you want it to tie in with Namor, I can do that. If you want it to tie in with Captain Marvel, I can do that. Captain America, I can make that happen. You know what I mean? Like, if you want theories, if you want plans, I can do that. It all makes sense to me. And if you guys missed my X-Men in the MCU, or how mutants are explained in the MCU video, that's one of my best received videos, like where I got like a buttload of comments where everyone was like, oh my gosh, you just blew my mind, and like, that totally makes sense, or wow. And then they would add something to it. Like, it fired up the comments in a way I haven't seen on any other video except for my Brightburn trailer. And that one has like 32,000 views. So if you guys want to understand how the X-Men can join, not will join, but can join the MCU because mutants have already been explained, go watch that video because it's already set up. It's already been making sense. I beat my head against the wall every time John Campea says that Kevin Feige hasn't thought about the mutants and I'm like, dude, you don't have to like legally cover for this guy. Like it was not legal for them to use mutants in the MCU. Mutants, the word mutants, but they could use mutants. They just couldn't call them mutants. So they called them miracles and they had the villain call them miracles. I don't know. It's like, I do know. Go watch my video if you haven't seen that one. I think you guys will enjoy that. But anyway, movie news, I would love to hear more about that. I'll do some research. Thank you for the tip about the 60s Fantastic Four. I think that could work very nicely. I would like to see that happen. Yeah, that works for me. If they want to do it like a Captain America, the First Avenger, where it kind of like the whole movie's in the past and then the end dumps them out here now. You know what I mean? That way Cap 2 could be modern. Fantastic Four 2 could be modern. So that would be fun. And then you could also just, after that point, you could just drop the characters into other people's films. That way you could kind of get us, the fans, up to speed on what's been going on by inserting them into everyone else's movies. One at a time, like you could have Human Torch or Reed Richards in Spider-Man 2 or 3. Those types of things would work very nicely for me. So anyway, I'll leave that there. But you guys, if there was anything else that we needed to cover, I think that should be just about it. We covered Fancasting Summit, which I'm going to drop 1 week from approximately today. So either give or take a couple days, but it's going to be next weekend. And then scheduling, I'm going to try to make sure that I stay around 2 to 3 videos every single week. It just gets really tough around the end of the month. So I appreciate you guys giving me grace on that, some leeway. I promise 1 video every single week, but I usually make 2 or 3. And so this is going to be 1. And then I'll hopefully be able to get another video out. Maybe tomorrow I might be able to finish that or upload another one. That'd be really cool. So anyways, I appreciate you guys sticking around with me for over about a half an hour. You guys are the bomb. Thanks for the tips, Kareem Deep Singh, in the comments, everybody. Daft Detective, appreciate you jumping in here. And everyone else who was here as well who may not have commented. But you guys rock. Yeah. Be looking for more news on my Instagram because that's where I'm going to be sharing updates about the Fancasting Summit. You guys stay tuned for more right here on The Stuff of Legend.